Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Shawnee, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be talking about my theories for American Horror Story Part 2, Death Valley of Double Feature. I just rewatched one of the old trailers and it kind of confirmed one of my theories that I have. But before we get into that, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're not already and turn on notifications so that you know every time that I post. So let's get into it. I went back and decided to rewatch one of the old trailers that was about part 1 and part 2, and something stood out to me. If you guys notice, there is the lady who I guess is being controlled by the aliens. You see her in the most recent trailer talking to President Dwight Eisenhower, and she makes mention of something in the older trailer that really stands out, and it connects to a theory that I have that connects to both seasons. So first, I recall in the early days before the season started, I recall seeing an interview where I think Sarah Paulson kind of confirmed that both seasons are connected. Well, let me not say both seasons, that both parts are connected. But just a week ago, I was reading another interview from Leslie Grossman, who plays Ursula, and she said that they are self-contained and that they're not connected in any way, which I think is a lie. But she also said in the same interview that if she says too much, Ryan Murphy will put her in AHS prison or whatever. So I think she's bluffing. I definitely think the seasons are, let me stop saying seasons. The parts are connected. And the reason I feel like the parts are connected, I think our main tie into the connection is the chemist. Now, I've thought this from jump. The chemist, when she mentioned that she was working for the government and creating these like super soldiers, and that was her reasoning behind making the pills in the first place, that immediately made me think, all right, this is our connection to Death Valley. Death Valley, one of the main characters in Death Valley that we see so far is Dwight Eisenhower, who was the president of the United States. We also see the connection to obviously what we assume to be Area 51, and we know the whole government situation with that, aliens, all those things, and how they tie in. And the reason I feel this way, we also see the scene of the little tin soldiers like shaking, and we also see the military members actually talking when they discover what we assume is an alien body. Now, the chemist mentioning that she's working with the government to create these soldiers really kind of drives that home that these two scenes are connected. We all know in real life, just recently this past year, we had the CIA release some UFO documents that had been sealed forever. They finally released them, and obviously confirming what a lot of people already know, that there's pretty much evidence of extraterrestrials, unidentified objects, all these things. And I think that's going to be a main part of the season. My personal thought is that instead of trying to create less creative soldiers, I feel like they're trying to create a completely different subhuman species. And the reason that confirms this is in that first trailer, the part 1 and part 2 teaser trailer, which I'm going to link both of those trailers down below. Obviously, I can't put the audio in the video because FX will come for me and they will sue me. And one thing, that the lady being controlled by the aliens, or what we assume, she's like floating. She's the lady with the brown hair and the white dress that's talking to the president. And she's like, Mr. President or whatever. She mentions in the first trailer, she's like teaching a class or something. And she says, we need to create a better thing that is part us and part human, but obviously is better than the us, which I'm assuming is the aliens, and the humans. So basically they're trying to create like a super human alien extraterrestrial mutant that's like whatever. And obviously that could be the government trying to make super soldiers. And I feel like that's what the chemist was helping to create with the pills, only something mutated and we got these vampiric creatures. So I don't know how all this is going to tie in, but I feel like the season is going to focus on a lot of kind of conspiracy theories that a lot of people have regarding like the government and aliens and all this kind of stuff. We also see that Lily Rabe is playing the role of Amelia Earhart, and there's like a whole conspiracy about what really happened to Amelia Earhart in the trailer, we see she has these strange markings on her back. So I guess we're going with the story that she was abducted by aliens and they experimented on her or whatever. We also have the story of Marilyn Monroe. We all know that there's like a lot of conspiracy regarding the death of Marilyn Monroe, which I find very interesting. This has nothing to do with anything, but I'm currently reading a book called Haunted by Chuck. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he is the writer of Fight Club, and he has this book called Haunted, which is like an overarching story with many stories inside. And one of the stories I read a long time ago features a conspiracy theory about Marilyn Monroe and how much she knew and why they had to get rid of her, which I think is really interesting if you guys read that. I think the story is called Something's Gotta Give. It was really interesting take on, Marilyn Monroe, which I find her whole life. I just find her very interesting. When you learn a lot of things about her, besides her being a sex symbol and like a, blonde bombshell, there was like a lot more to her, and her death and government and all that kind of stuff is really interesting. But yeah, I definitely think there's going to be some human experiments in this season. I definitely think the government is involved. I think that there was maybe, I think another thing that I think is that Eisenhower was approached by these aliens and they're like, hey, so this is what we're going to do. But, they end up creating like these alien human hybrids. And then, the government in the present day decided to contact our good old chemist. And they're like, hey, we need to create something better that can defeat these alien things. I don't know. That may be a little far-fetched, but I do find it interesting. I'm excited to see what is going to happen tomorrow night when it premieres. Yeah, I definitely like kind of venturing into this because it does kind of tie into like a lot of conspiracy theories that people have IRL. Obviously, the name of the channel, that I like conspiracy theories too. I think it'll be really interesting. I definitely, like I said, these two parts definitely tie in. I think what Leslie Grossman said was just to kind of throw us off. Why would they be making this season into two parts if it wasn't? Definitely going to be interesting. Also, another scene with like the sand items. I don't know if those are like pyramids or whatever, but there's a lot of conspiracy about how we got the Great Pyramids. Did aliens do it? I mean, it takes me back to when I was a kid watching stuff like, I think it was a show called Alien Autopsy when I was a kid, where they had like the alien on the table and they're like dissecting it, and it scared the living crap out of me as a kid. I don't really like alien stuff. I think it's just, I don't know, it's not really something I really like because I don't know. I love Ghost and all that other kind of stuff. It's like, I know for a fact I've experienced, but with the aliens, it's just kind of like uncharted territory. Do I want to know if they're real? I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you guys feel about this season. What do you guys think is going to happen? What do you guys want to see? What are your theories? Leave them in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys on Thursday with a review of the first episode of part 2. Thank you again for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already and turn on notifications. Leave comments down below. Leave this video a like so the more people can see it. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.